Welcome to Made for More podcast, where faith and personal growth converge. I'm Julia, and I'm honored to guide you on a journey of empowerment and transformation alongside our occasional co-host, Omar. We are passionate believers and advocates for unlocking your God-given full potential. Join us as we explore the intersection of faith, life, business, and relationships, igniting a fire within to embrace the truth that your life is destined for greatness. Together, we'll uncover strategies, insights, and stories that inspire and equip you to become the best version of yourself. Get ready to embark on a fulfilling quest towards personal and professional fulfillment, guided by faith and the unwavering belief that you, my friend, are made for more.
Recording in progress.
Hey, you guys, welcome back to another episode of Julia Keeps It Real. I am here today to remind you guys and myself, I guess, to keep it simple, okay? I think this can be applied to life. This could be applied to business. And I think that I struggle in this sometimes because how many times in life or in business do you get into a state of overwhelm or frustration, or you just feel like your plate's full, or you get stuck, or I don't know, there's just all those times, or you just feel like you're not doing enough, or you feel, I've just had all of that. Like I've been overwhelmed, I've been stuck, I've been feeling like I'm not doing enough. I need to do more in business or do more in life, any of those things. And then sometimes, and hear me, like truly hear me when I say this, sometimes you truly have to slow down in order to speed up. And you might have to slow down for a longer time than you want. And you might not even know how long you have to slow down in order to speed up. The slowdown might be that you need to slow down so that way you don't exhaust yourself or burn out yourself. The slowdown might mean you need to simplify some things. Okay, so like during my spring break, I knew that I needed to slow down and take the time to declutter my house. So something as simple as decluttering your space actually will allow you time to speed up later because you're getting rid of junk and mess and chaos or whatever will give you the space for new things, new energy, it will give you that clear space for productivity later in life. And also same point, like whenever you take the time to journal, like you sit down and you take the time to slow down and you journal about your next steps and you kind of clear your head. So sometimes slowing down can literally just be taking the time to do things. I know for me, it just means taking the time to plan. Like I was like, wait a minute, I'm not doing things in my business that I know work. Like I've been a top seller, top recruiter, top producer multiple times in my career. And although I'm not in that season where I am pursuing those things, I'm still in a season where I want a productive business. I'll say that. Like I don't have to be at the top charts right now. When I want to be, I can be because I prioritize that. But I do still want to have like a thriving, productive, effective business. I still want to have customers. I still want to have a team. I still want to do well with that. So I know that requires me to show up for my business. So my team knows I'm showing up for my business. And I also need to show up for my customers, right? So that requires me to do what I used to do, which was plan it out. So sometimes you have to slow down and take the time, take the 30 minutes, take the hour, plan out your posts, plan out your week, plan out your, whatever that is for you. And if it's not business, and maybe it's like you want to do better at, I talk about like weight loss journey a lot because I know a lot of people struggle with that along with me with like, you go great for a while, then you got to like hop back on the saddle with your weight loss journey. it just comes back to keeping it simple and slowing down. Like sometimes you got to slow down, sis, and be like, or bros, and go meal prep. Like go to the store, sit down, write out what you need. Don't get the stuff that you know you don't need, and be intentional about it. So K.I.S.S, keep it simple, sis. I don't like to say keep it simple, stupid. So, because I like to speak words of empowerment into my people, but I know a lot of people use that acronym. And if you're not a sis, then keep it simple. I don't know what. Keep it simple. I don't know. I have to think of another acronym for sis, or I don't know. Somebody can be clever for me. But I just think that if you do that, that makes your life so easier. And somebody just needs that reminder out there today that whatever that is, whether it's in your life or in your business, that you just need to go back to the basics. Like, can I get an amen? How many of y'all need that reminder today? Like, you are just like, you're right, Julia. I need to go back to the basics. I need to keep it simple. I need to slow down a little bit. I need to be a little bit more intentional and like get my journal out or get my calendar out or plan some things or take some things off my to-do list or just narrow it down a little bit or declutter something so that way I can have more space for other things. Or I need to just, instead of trying to reach for 10 goals right now, I need to reach for 5, or I need to narrow my focus down. Instead of talking about 10 products in my business, I just need to focus on 5. Instead of trying to meal prep and work out and like, I don't even know what else you could do with like losing weight. I don't know, like do three different exercise routines. Like, let me just stick to one right now. Let me just stick to eating healthy. The workouts can come, or let me just work out and then the eating will come, right? Or I don't know what that could be for you, right? But let me go ahead and also give you this little story that happened. Time for Julia's story time. I wish I was cool and had like some cool sound effects, but I'm really not that cool, you guys. Like, I'm decently tech savvy, but I'm not, like, I could make that happen, but I don't really want to take the time to make that happen. But like, this would be where I would like add some like fun, like like story time, like transition music into my storytelling. Okay, that's what happened just now. Okay, so into storytelling. So I am in the process of interviewing teachers, for potential positions on our campus. And I was talking to this really sweet teacher, and she said she is a perfectionist and she like is a planner. She's a doer. She loves to follow a list. She even like schedules out time to stress. I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, now listen, my principal looked over at me. She's like, she sounds so much like you. And I'm like, no, I am a retired perfectionist. I actually am not a perfectionist. I don't think I ever really was a perfectionist, but I am a planner and I like to be organized. But I don't think I've ever been a perfectionist. But anyway, I like though that she schedules time to stress. I think that is hilarious. And so she says that like she has like everything scheduled out to like the hour, and she has like even on breaks, like this is the day I'm going to do this, and for work, and this is the day, like, she has everything to the T in her life scheduled. And I don't know, I just felt like I could hear her, and I heard so much of me in that. And I even was reminded by one of my coaches too, that like, as much as I'm telling y'all to like plan things out, and I think that's important to do that, and hear me, I'm like queen of planning. Like, I love to plan things in advance. It's actually like a pet peeve when things are done at the last minute. I think people's time is something that is so important to be considerate of. So I'm big on that. Like, I'm big on not wasting time. However, sometimes we can get so caught up in to-do lists and schedules. Listen, I have a whole color-coded calendar. My whole life is basically scheduled out. But we are meant to live, and we are human beings. And I think we also need the reminder to be a little bit and to like let go of having things so planned out. And so while I'm also telling you to plan things out and do all those things too, another part of keeping things simple is to like literally keep it simple. Like it doesn't always have to be that spelled out. Do you know what I mean? Like I literally was like, my life today, like if I don't get my whole to-do list done, like it's okay. Like keep it simple. I don't have to like stress out. Like get done what I need to get done, and like whatever doesn't get done, like it's not gonna be the end of the world. And then on top of that, keep my business simple. Like I don't have to have the perfect post planned out. I don't have to have the whole month planned. Like if I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it. And that's just where I'm at in business right now. And thankfully I've had like thriving businesses for a while to where like, honestly, my sales are not as high as they normally are, but they're really not that far off by me just allowing space to just keep it simple. And I'm not saying that not to ever plan. Like I said, I don't think you should just wing it and like wing through life, because that's not gonna work out in the long run. But if you are in a season where you really need to keep things simple and you need to slow down a little bit so you can allow things to speed up later, or you need to prioritize other things, or you need to just keep your life simple because you're in another, like I said, you're in a space where other things are going to be taking more priority, then do that. Like, because at the end of the day, you want to make sure you are experiencing life, and you want to make sure you are living in the moment. I literally told that teacher, and I was like, hey, I hear you. Like, I am you. Like, I am literally you. But like, sometimes live off of the to-do list. Like, don't use it. Like, don't even make one for the day. Like, just live in the moment. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes like don't even use the calendar. Like I know it sounds scary and weird if you're like me, like live in the moment. Like sometimes just have a day where you just go with the flow and just keep it simple. Or like sometimes, just be, and just be obedient with whatever the day brings you with that, and like flow with that. So I want to just encourage whoever needs to hear that. I know my message is almost contradictory because I'm like, keep it simple, have a plan, but then don't always just follow the plan, because that's how life is. Like, have a plan, stick with it, but keep your plan simple. But at the same time, live a little bit too. And that's also part of keeping it simple and living a simple, soft life, is by having some flexibility with that. And I think I'm in this season of wanting more of a soft life. You know what I mean? Like where it's just going to be that space of, you know what? It's not the end of the world if I don't do it exactly like I wanted to do it. And it's okay, because it's still going to get done well. Like, I still think you should try to show up with greatness and try to live out purposely. Like, try to live out whatever you need to live out and do with purpose every day, the best you can. But you got to give yourself that grace, right? And on top of that, I still go back to that devotional, and I've shared this before on, I don't know what podcast episode, but it hit me one day. And I'll share two things, and then I'll end this, I promise. One is that one devotional that I read, that's like, when you're called home, you will leave something undone. Like, you will have something you'll have a to-do list with something still not finished. You'll have, maybe, I pray I don't have dishes in the sink, because like I hardly ever have dishes in the sink, and that will just, I'll already be taken out because I'll be dead, but that would just take me out if I have dishes in the sink. But you might have laundry in the hamper, or whatever. You might have something on the counter, shoes on the floor, whatever it may be. You might have not been able to go get your oil changed, right? Like, there's going to be something left undone, some stone unturned when you're called to go home, because that's life. Like, you're gonna not be able to actually complete all your like actual small daily task. Now you're gonna, God willing, like that's God's plan. So whatever your plan and purpose is on life, his will be done. But I think we get so caught up in all those daily tasks that we forget that like, that's not the end all be all. And so sometimes we need that reminder to just live a little. So that was one thing. And then the second thing is my coach, who is very similar to me, was asked one time, like, what do you do for fun? And she was like, she couldn't answer the question. And she like started crying because her coach asked her that. And it was just a reminder for her to live a little bit more. And that's just kind of in the season that I've been in when it comes to business. So you aren't going to hear a whole lot of podcast episodes here lately on business and how I'm crushing it. And like, this is what you got to do. This is the next strategies. Like, I'm going to have some because I'm still working my business, but it's just going to be done differently. Because right now, how I'm working my business is I'm keeping it simple. I'm showing up in a simple way. I'm being consistent. I'm making a plan, but at the plan, like I literally wrote out a plan for the rest of March. And guess what? All of spring break, I did probably like 3 of the 7 of those days plans. And I'm not stressed out about it. Like I love that it's there for me to use, but like if I skip a day or miss a day, it's not the end of the world. And so I just want to leave you with that because it is so important to still live and be okay with having a soft life of if your friend calls you and says, hey, do you want to go to this like orchestra New York concert and you have no idea what it is? And it's like, I have no idea what the heck that is, but cool. I know cool people are coming and going and it sounds like a great time and I'm on a break. Why not? Then you go and you find out it's literally like 90s and 2000 R&B and rap songs, I guess mainly R&B songs that you loved and it was nostalgia and you had the time of your life. Like you're so glad you took the time out to do those things, right? And then you take the time out for whatever. So I'm just going on a tangent now, but whenever you just take the time to live, you're okay with the simple life and the soft life. And so that's my encouragement today, unless you are literally in a season of business and you're like, no, I'm for this, but don't get so caught up. Okay. Cause I've done it. I got caught up in the limelight of business. I got caught up in earning the bonuses, earning the checks and walking the stages and being top ranked and getting my name on boards. And let me just tell you, like, it's cool for a moment, but it lasts for a moment. And I mean, at the end of the day, when I die, no one, I mean, I know I make an impact with a lot of people online on social media, so I'm not going to ever negate that. But they're not going to put on my tombstone or mention in my obituary or mention in a testimony, yeah, she was a good one. She was a top seller. You know, she recruited over hundreds of people in her organization. Her name was always on the post whenever she first joined the company and when she was like working the business. And don't know how she did it because she was an assistant principal and her name was on those boards. They're not going to say any of that. They're going to talk about the type of person I am, if anything, or the impact I made on people's lives. And, you know, God willing, if I'm alive and get to live long enough to be a wife and a mom, right? But it's like, that's what matters. And so, although I don't take back being in a hustle mode mentality in business and being successful for so long in many ways and earning $20,000 bonuses, all those things are great. It gave me a great lifestyle in many seasons of my life. It's not what matters. It's the impact. It's the purpose. And so as long as I am walking in purpose and I'm making an impact and I'm able to find ways to still do that, whether that means through business or through other vehicles of life, I'm going to do that. And that's my encouragement to you. So keep it simple, keep your life simple, keep your business simple, make a plan, but be okay to go off plan and live a life that you love. I love you guys. Bye.